that big threat for later. And so if you have an Orianna Shockwave also, and you have a Nautilus point and click ultimate, then they do have some tools there. But meanwhile, I also really like what FlyQuest did.
Enough space for Contracts and Palafox to move on over and work on taking the first Drake together. Fudge just has to back away here as Busio and Masu going to try to put as much punishment on him as they can, considering
it's getting pushed in. And Palafox at 50% HP, so I think they should just call it off. Mid lane prio is not there, so no reason to risk anything.
Exactly.
For the bloodbaths.
It's truly an intellectual game.
Exactly. This is the plot at the start of the movie, before all the gun battles happen, you know?
Palafox just dropped the Shockwave there on quad, so no Shockwave available for an upcoming team fight. FlyQuest are going to notice that and move forward here with the Herald smited down by Contract. The fight begins. Cyclone already cast for that first usage. Contracts gets back away as the clone is the only thing to fall so far. Fudge goes all out. Whippo might just be the target here. A Tempered Fate only onto one as B-Boy has to flash and cleanse to try to get away, but the first blood belongs to Quad. Zeus is down. Shopify Rebellion. They may have claimed the Herald, but they have to sacrifice.
He really Nautilus cannot get out. Everybody else can get out. So they get the Herald. Contracts actually goes. B-Boy got fully chunked out, so Shopify, with their 2 carries so low like that, they have to escape. They actually got a lot of flashes down there too. No summoner spells left on B-Boy, but Busio now, that Bard is in Nowheresville. Goes back to the fountain and right before the dragon as well.
He was too hungry for the chimes. Those chimes will get you. He thought for sure it's a low action game. I can be safe, go pick up some of these. No sir, Shopify Rebellion waiting, watching, and now they should be able to secure this next Drake for themselves. Yeah, that was a very aggressive
He got one.
Yeah, okay, so he got one chime and then immediately died for it. Unlucky for Busio there, as Quad's now got to be a little bit careful himself. Nice juke there on the dredge line from Zeus. But Shopify has already secured themselves the objective. Zeus still trying to get further away. Inspired jumping in with Arctic Assault. Zeus barely staying alive there thanks to the McHales. As now Quad finishes him off. Gets the second kill of the game here for FlyQuest.
Always hurts so much when you're trying to greed your flash and then you flash and you die anyway. Because had he just early McHales and then flashed out of there, he probably could have survived. And there are
hey man, you're just going on a little cross-country road.
Wait for WASD. You just hit that thing into reverse. Back it up.
But the 2 items for Victor are really early here, so.
Ooh, Quad gets grabbed though. Massive engage coming out from Zeus. They've caught the fed Victor, but Quad still staying alive. He manages to barely get taken down as he tries to flash away at the very end. Masu firing back, wanting to get something. It looks like B-Boy's almost there, 324 out of 360 of the stack. Seraph's Embrace already fully evolved for Palafox on the Orianna, so the extra defense.
A lot of deaths, but you're playing Spellbook, so no Aftershock, and you're going McHale's Rush, right? McHale's, I'm not saying it's incorrect. I actually think it's great against Sejuani as primary engage, but one wrong move, you are toast. Like, this champion is paper. This is like a Janna with a hook, right? Like, you are not a tanky boy at all when you are playing Spellbook with McHale's Rush on Nautilus. So you have got to be really good with your engages because they're almost always going to be a one-way trip.
Well, I mean, it's like how sometimes people before have called Senna Soraka with a gun. This is just Janna with a hook.
Yeah. It's Janna in like cardboard armor that looks tanky, but actually isn't. Here we go.
Now they're going in after B-Boy, Masu, and Quad, putting down plenty of damage, forcing the flash out of Zeus here now as well. Tempered Fate forces the flash out of B-Boy, but now FlyQuest have got to be careful because Fudge and Contracts are wrapping around from the side. Both supports very low. Contracts trying to use the Cyclone, but not getting a lot of value just yet. Whippo making space. Zeus still alive, but Whippo goes in for the Call of the Meek. FlyQuest have already found 2 kills, and they want some more. They've had to trade Whippo for it, though, as Contracts tries to escape and lives with just 50 HP into the Arc of Ruin. Snipes him in the back. FlyQuest get a 3-for-1.
Yeah, Shopify looked like they might have had a good angle to try to get behind him, but Masu is coming. Fudge is knocked down. Whippo is frontlining on the other side, and FlyQuest starts to take over.
Exactly. They just kind of steamroll through, brute force it, and then Masu goes back in. You're not getting away. He's got the cooldown back up. Jump and laser gets the
Port is injured. They go ahead, they start up the Baron, and they demand an answer from Shopify Rebellion. Baron not dropping exceptionally fast. Busio trying to play spoiler to any approach from Shopify Rebellion. Fudge found himself in a bad spot, though. Pathmaker to try to get through. Inspired, falling back towards the rest of the team as Masu goes forward, and Fudge is in a lot of trouble. Masu on a killing spree. FlyQuest pick up the enemy top laner, and they're not done yet. They keep looking for more. Inspired tapped Palafox there with a little bit of damage, but the Orianna with the Leandries, with the Seraphs, with the turret nearby, not in danger of dying, but now once more, it's time to put attention back over on the Baron pit.
Front to back is just so good for FlyQuest here. Not only is there a difference in the carries with the triple items completed for Masu, but their front line is insanely effective. Inspired is stacking the shields with the upgraded boots as well as the Canic Rooker, but here we go. Are they going in?
Okay, Shockwave there onto Quad, but not enough threat onto him. Now Zeus is sure to die here, I would have to think. The dredge line to try to get him away, but the magical journey comes through for Quad and Busio. Palafox is going to be the next target, and another beautiful tempered fate to line Zeus up as number 3 dead in this extended fight. Right as Fudge comes back to life, Palafox and Zeus get picked off, and again, FlyQuest return to the Baron pit.
It's a great turn there from FlyQuest, and also credit to Quad really knowing his limits. He's positioning so aggressively, making himself that primary target, knowing how much damage will have to be dumped on him to actually die. They didn't even force his Seekers. That was not Assault. That was Shockwave. That was everything thrown at him. Shopify are over here. It's desperation hours.
All right, Whippo's back into the Dominus form. Contracts jumps in, trying to find that pressure onto Quad, but he's just so damn tanky. Even all-out Cassante is not having enough threat. Fudge, super low, Quad, Stasis stays alive. B-Boy doesn't have the damage to finish everything off, but the Baron is already gone. Another kill over to FlyQuest.
Uses it there. They get the Baron. Now he has enough gold for Zonius. So that's just right back and ready to go. And it's feeling like Shopify just do not have the answers to the questions that FlyQuest is posing. They are one team fight away from ending this first game and forcing Shopify to maybe rethink the draft strategy. They went super standard for game 1, but it's been all FlyQuest.
I feel like FlyQuest are they just have so many pure stats. Like, they just have such good tankiness as well as defense. And then Busio's also there too. He's kind of chilling and making some moves on the Bard. Making some extra summoner spells go down, and FlyQuest, yeah, they just walk straight in. Inspired is insanely tanky on the front line, walks right up, they force them back.
Yeah, and that first inhibitor is about to fall down here in bottom lane. As Contracts wants to go after Masu, but he can't find him here with a Cyclone. Meanwhile, Whippo nearly kills B-Boy in the back line. Busio does fall to the Wukong, but now with B-Boy and Fudge both down, this fight is a wash for Shopify Rebellion. FlyQuest are just cutting them to pieces. Only Contracts and Palafox left alive. No Cyclone, no Shockwave, no way out. Whippo goes in for the Ruthless Predator and finds the stun. Contracts is the only one left alive, and FlyQuest will easily brute force their way through these Nexus turrets. The Wukong has no opportunity to try to get in there and defend. We didn't even have any deaths until after 15 minutes in the Shopify Nexus.
Maybe they were more worried about some of these kind of other options.
And with Aurora in the top lane and Nami at the support role, it means that the front line for Shopify Rebellion is Xinjiao and Xinjiao only. So Gakgos performs here in this game. It is only his second stage game here in the LTA.
Inspired's looking for a level 3 bot.
Okay, immediately Flash Pulverizer to the headbutt backwards on B-Boy. Wow. Wall slam to follow it up, and first blood for Inspired. FlyQuest are on the... As this Drake will go down uncontested. Early Hex Drake for Shopify is going to feel nice, and they'll still have the opportunity to reposition for the Grubs if they like with 30 seconds left. Palafox has made his way over to the fight now as Quad skateboards around the back side of the pit. Culling dropped by B-Boy. Inspired's going to block up most of that, so the Busio still has enough health to possibly participate with. Shopify Rebellion have the Drake pretty low, and they will be able to secure that Chemtech Drake. Contracts wants to jump in and find a kill. Inspired at 100 HP, they're going to kill him off. Contracts continuing to chase after Quad. Lee needs a little bit more damage. Not quite going to find it. Now they're just going phase, but the way that you utilize him in game. Masu taken out by Fudge. Nicely done there to find the kill on the enemy AD carry. And now at the center out of the way. Hold on, Palafox falls. Inspired.
Execution, even though FlyQuest might have a slight scaling advantage, the better player or the better team fighting team will usually end up on top.
Okay, FlyQuest have secured themselves the Herald, but Palafox is making his way in, finds the Tibbers, but it's only onto Inspired. The Poppy charging back towards Palafox afterwards, wants to get a little bit of extra distance away from the rest of Shopify Rebellion since Palafox had already used his spell rotation, and that does provide Inspired with an escape route. So that third Drake, sole point secured for the side of Shopify in trade for the Rift Herald, going FlyQuest's way. They want Masu again. They are putting a target on his back, but he puts one on their front. Nice fire back coming out from the Senna. It's a 1-for-1 trade overall, but the Feat of Warfare critically goes over to FlyQuest.
Yeah, pretty good read there from FlyQuest. You know, Masu has been getting attacked non-stop, right? You know, we have been seeing Busio move around the map, as he very often does, and Masu, I think, one of his
vision, he has a range advantage, so it's going to be really beneficial.
And as much as we've talked about scaling, Masu doesn't even have that many stacks on Senna, so it's not like they've hit some, you know, critical break point here where he's just going to be able to outrange everyone. You can see Palafox is trying to look for an angle, but Busio has been marking him.
Okay, quad fires the Weaver's wall, forces Shopify all the way back, but the wall is going to collapse before the Dragon can be fully secured. So Contract steps up, he's got the rest of the Rebellion right behind him. Busio takes Blast Cone over the wall as the Equalizer is summoned down, but again, not to great effect. It's just stalling. FlyQuest still trying to fight this as Busio pops the Unbreakable Will. Dawning Shadow over the top, lots of damage onto Palafox, and he's gonna drop as Gakgos creates a little bit of extra space. Inspired under pressure, he's gotta try to stay alive. The Drake is gonna be claimed as Busio falls. It's a 1-for-1 trade overall, but FlyQuest critically stopped the Soul.
Yeah, and they're able to even get a charge down on that tier 2 in bot. Palafox got taken out before he could really do much of anything. He dropped Tibbers before he died, but it was only on Inspired. Wasn't very effective there. And Shopify really punished, you know, with that initial engage onto Palafox, shut him down.
There in time. The Otacon already down to half HP. FlyQuest is coming in. They want to stop this before Shopify can complete the objective. Gakgos drops down the ulti with a Dawning Shadow flying through, but Gakgos is going to be killed off here immediately. Quad looking for Fudge and Contracts, who are both very, very low. Busio trying to control Zeus and B-Boy. Quad's taken down by Contracts almost, but Busio swoops in to save him as B-Boy also falls. Quad finds one more rock, and Shopify Rebellion have collapsed. They make the mistake of going to the Otacon, and it proves fatal. FlyQuest pick up a 4-for-1.
Yeah, you called it out, but that level up from Quad even saving him on. So everyone from Shopify is chasing through it, just getting roasted up. Yes, you burst them down, but then the sustain here from Xin Zhao, showing why it is such a popular pick with the Sundered Sky, goes back in, sustaining for such a long time here on the
what
Quad.
Feels like the last 10 or 15 minutes is now a 2,000 gold lead for FlyQuest, who managed to also tie up the flower count, empower the petals that they've collected through taking the Otacon. That was a major blunder from Shopify Rebellion.
And I mean, now you want to talk about scaling. You're seeing the Infinity Edge come in. You're seeing 3 items in for Talia. 3 items are in for the Poppy as well. FlyQuest is online.
Yeah, and one thing that really baffles me is, like, why did Shopify decide to do that? Because they had a flash advantage on Talia off that mid play, right? And Annie had flash for, if she saved it for the next, this dragon that's coming up right now. If they just played normal and got position and got control on the dragon, they'd be in a very advantageous position with flash advantage, where Annie could just find someone on the back line with her flash. So really questionable decisions here. I don't know if maybe they feel pressured to progress the game, but I think but yeah, that's definitely going to be the game loser here if they FlyQuest do win it from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, Otacon's so interesting because it's dangerous enough that you can easily throw if you go there, but it's easy enough to take that people feel like they can start it even when it's possible to contest.
Ooh, nice flash from Inspired to find the angle on Palafox. The extra move speed from Deadman's Plate, setting him up to guarantee the engage. That's enemy mid laner down for 40 seconds. That's flash forced out of the Xin Zhao now as well. Stun into the wall again, this time on Contracts as FlyQuest are looking for even more, but Inspired's got to back away. Contracts is tanky enough to survive. B-Boy wants to go after Gakgos, hits him with most of a culling, but not enough to threaten lethal damage. So FlyQuest will take the 1 for
you
nothing.
gotta walk the line between talking about, you know, how you feel about the game and not, you know, going.
One of these Dragon Spawn timers where they're the ones getting a pick right beforehand. That could be the opportunity they need, but now it's Fudge in danger as Inspired and Quad are working together to look to take him down, and they won't even need the help from Gakgos.
I think he did a really good job, you know, was able to put a lot of pressure on, and this is, of course, warded. They see that they are on the Baron.
Okay, calling there towards quad, but Busio is going to block most of it. Busio's already down. Beautiful pick from Shopify Rebellion. That could have been such a dangerous situation, but they play it wonderfully. B-Boy's damage, the Infinity Edge on this Lucian, providing so much pressure, forcing quad to step further back. Gat goes with a defensive equalizer. Inspired is way behind enemy lines, and he should be taken down now as well. Shut down. All that money now in B-Boy's pocket. That's the enemy jungler dead for 50 seconds. Baron's right there.
I mean, how did the Inspired even get in that position? I'm kind of confused as to how he ended up over on that side. I guess just got cut off, didn't have flash to get out. And Busio, underestimating the damage coming in, didn't want to pop his ult, was just trying to kind of tank that up for his team. Gets exploded, and just like that, Shopify get the Baron.
Guards fully completed here as well for the extra armor penetration for anybody on the front line. FlyQuest are first to the bot side river, though. They have control over the area for now. Shopify still going to have to approach. Gat needs to get away from this. The culling from B-Boy forcing out the stasis immediately, and Gat is going to drop. B-Boy goes on a killing spree, and now FlyQuest are staring down the barrel of a 4v5. Shopify still approaching further, and B-Boy, 2 bullets, and it's 2/3 of Masu's health. This Lucian is not messing around.
I don't think Lucian is going to get outscaled this game. What is that damage? And yeah, Shopify are going to pick up Soul here with a nice pick onto Gyakos. I thought that ward was giving enough information to FlyQuest, or maybe they can make a nice play, but it wasn't enough. And Shopify look completely in control of the game now.
Yeah, I mean, Gyakos gets picked off. Hasn't been having the biggest impact, I think, you have to say. Obviously, a lot of pressure subbing in a moment like this, but does get picked off, and that means FlyQuest decide, you know what, we're not going to fight for it. It was a great play by B-Boy. He is missing his flash, so we'll see if FlyQuest can then, with the respawn from Gatgos, punish that missing flash on B-Boy, because he is clearly priority #1, and it's not even close. Like, B-Boy right now is kind of 1v9. This guy is putting so much
away, right? Flash will still work through Steadfast Presence, but the pursuit will not. Palafox on the side. They found Quad, but they don't kill him off just yet. The Seekers is enough to keep Quad alive for now, but immediately as he tries to retreat, Shopify Rebellion is waiting on a mid laner. Is going to be traded 1-for-1. Shopify still looking for a little bit more. B-Boy wants to create some distance as Busio gets killed by Tibbers. B-Boy chasing after Masu, but he can't quite kill him off. It's a 2-for-1. Back out on the map, trying to move over here, but FlyQuest knows they can't contest this. They'll take their red buff because that's all they're going to get. It's Elder Dragon.
Down towards that bottom lane. He ulted down there just to get the waves pushing, and they're trying to shove out these waves as much as they possibly can because they know every wave that you can delay is another one that you're staying alive.
Yeah, but I mean, SR will most likely just play on one lane because they feel like they will just end the game with one team fight now. So they don't really care about 2 lanes or anything like that. Just fight them. They have to respond to you, and Shopify looking to put it.
Quad's still pushing.
Yeah. Quad's still going, but it's 2 Guardian Angels and Elder Dragon on everybody on Shopify Rebellion. It is so difficult to try to fight these guys, and they're immediately just going to bulldoze through the tier 3 turret in the top lane, the inhibitor right after.
I'm keeping my eyes on Palafox here. He does have flash, so looking for a big engage here out of him.
All right, Shopify Rebellion looking for their game-ending push. Palafox with a flash engage, and Gatgos is already down. Now they turn their attention to the rest of FlyQuest. The first Nexus turret falls. Shopify Rebellion so close to ending this second game. Contract's taken low, but he stays alive with the ulti here for now. B-Boy looking for a couple more kills, and he's just blasting everybody straight to hell. B-Boy and Shopify Rebellion will ace FlyQuest at the very end. A triple kill for the Lucian. 15-11 in a 44-minute game. Shopify Rebellion ties it up.
What an insane.
Are you sounding the horn, Raz?
No. Okay, casters. Raz is done baiting us.
Kind of 1v9, but Lucian is never really 1v9 because you need the Nami there to buff you up and still press buttons on you.
Well, he was pressing them buttons really well. Those auto attacks chunking people down to 1/3 HP with just a couple of them was good stuff. Checking in on that damage per minute from the last game. Oh, Quad gets first blood on Palafox while we're looking at the stats from last game. He is not waiting on this one.
Wait, there's a third party that has entered the race. President Quad!
That's not American. There's no third party.
Oh boy, Contract's in some danger now here too. Wants to try to get away, but it ain't gonna happen. Masu picks up the second one.
That could go that way. This bodes very well for FlyQuest.
B-Boy in some danger here. Pops the barrier to make sure that they don't force his HP too low. Masu with those double buffs. This is so obnoxious, too. He's just going to be spamming so much damage out, but he might just die. B-Boy looking for a little bit more. He needs another auto attack, and he finds it, but now Busio's going to get the return kill, and Zeus could be in danger, coming to try to help his AD carry. Meanwhile, it's a jungle up into the top lane, as we'll see if Masu and Busio get caught off guard here by this attempted play in the brush from Shopify. They are going to step all the way up. Crash down defensively from Busio, stepping back away from it now as the wave just continues to push further and further ahead. Zeus jumps forward, and now Contracts jumps out. Masu's going to be in some danger as he gets stunned up and gunned down. Nicely done from Shopify.
For the lanes, for the teammates, as you say, focusing on the President B-Boy. But that does mean they're going to lose out the rest of the map, and Palafox is the next target.
Yep, Palafox goes in for the taunt on Quad. He gets him low, but he can't quite get him all the way gone as Busio and Masu swoop in for the extra help. Fudge versus Whippo down here for the bottom lane, and Fudge gets the solo kill with the Aatrox. Leveling up, though, getting the extra little bit of healing from that one. Going to walk through the tri-brush here. Palafox does have a control ward in Pixel. And he's just going to wait on top of that one for a moment. Does spot out Quad there with the ward, but Contracts is coming in to help his mid laner. Quad, though, make sure it's a 1-for-1. Contracts with the buy. True Shot Barrage from B-Boy also fired up there to guarantee it. But Quad still gets his man first as B-Boy's under pressure back over here in the mid lane. Masu swooping in there with a killer instinct. Busio pops the heal for tempo, but he missed Shattering Strike. Busio still manages to get away, but that was dicey.
He wanted to give the kill to his AD carry, that's why.
Okay, well now they both got to worry about getting away because Fudge has arrived with wings spread wide, and he'll take Masu out.
Another TP.
Fudge getting a second kill for this game, as now Busio still has to try to escape. Instead, just going to go for the execution here into the tier 2 turret, and Wiltrox does a very good job fighting them off. Chunks Inspired down to half HP, and then just goes right back to farming.
Yeah, Zeus now looking for Inspired.
Yeah, he'll tag him there with the Winter's Bite. Commits Glacial Fissure for it as well as Whippo's chasing after Fudge. Inspired, though, first to die. Contracts taking the kill credit, and Fudge turns his attention back over to Whippo. Shopify Rebellion is sending everybody down here, and it's a double kill for Contracts in the Vi. Fudge completely forces Whippo back. Palafox is here. We'll see if they want to try to go for a dive. Palafox does have full health if they want to commit to it. Minion Wave also about ready to crash into the turret, and nobody from FlyQuest is around to help Whippo. There are no teleports that could come in and try to reinforce him, so he's going to have to try to outplay this as he does create a little bit of distance.
And immediately start up the Herald.
Yeah, that Herald Inspired is running straight back up, though, so they're trying to consider contesting.
Okay, 6,000 HP on the Herald. Quad wrapping around. Busio looking on, but the Herald is dropping pretty quickly. I don't think FlyQuest is going to get anybody in there in time, but they might still try to fight afterwards. Nope, just going to walk everybody else back towards that mid lane. Nicely played from Shopify, recognizing, like you guys were saying, Inspired's bottom, start the Herald when your character is level 1.
You got to do what you got to do, you know? You can't start the game at level 100.
All right, well, they're starting the game mid lane priority, and pretty much every team likes this. Mid lane priority into move towards the dragon.
Okay, there's your engage coming out from Contracts. He wants to commit onto Whippo, but Whippo is just fine. Shopify still seeing if there's an angle to fight here as Busio's down to half HP. Fudge goes forward with the Q, does find a little bit of CC here, but Palafox cannot continue marching forward. Now that FlyQuest has brought all the troops, Shopify might be in some serious danger. Palafox come crashing down, but it will not matter. FlyQuest pushing forward. Whippo leading the charge. B-Boy on the run as Contracts isn't going to get anywhere. It's a 4,000 gold lead for FlyQuest, and they teach Shopify that the hard way.
That's what it looks like when both the Rise and the Kaisa are free firing. Masu is looking really good there. I like the reposition. He pops his Ghost as well, keeps his DPS up, and right behind all the focus that had been onto Whippo, Shopify are unable to get Whippo, and they are unable to get much afterwards either. That is easy Dragon pickup here for FlyQuest, and still keeping the pressure on the tower, and Zeus is just dead through the Unbreakable.
Yep, that's what happens when this hyper-accelerated Rise just locks you up with the Rune Prison.
Does Otacon vote? Because Otacon votes on which team wins or loses very frequently in these games. Oftentimes, the Otacon is the deciding vote.
Yeah, it's a neutral party here, you know? Otacon doesn't care.
Well, Shopify have shown Contracts up in the top side, so FlyQuest are immediately going to go for that Otacon themselves. Whippo staying alive here in a 1v3-4 now. Teleport comes in from Quad to reinforce him. And Bwipo buys enough time for Quad to arrive, but now the president might be in a little bit of danger. No, he's got him taken care of. It's a 2v3, and he likes those odds. He's so damn tanky with the shields. FlyQuest will claim the Otacon on the bottom side of the map and win a 2v3 on the top side, too.
We could call the election now, and I think it's going to fight.
Oh! Clean!
That reaction! That's my president right there.
I was about to submit the vote, and then I was like, okay, I drop it.
Now you'll do it twice. You'll commit election fraud.
Whoa. I don't know who's listening right now.
Sorry.
But
I'm an honest voter.
Don't know how you do things in Canada, buddy. And look at the mini. I was trying to look at the mini map. I think it was Fog of War the whole time.
We're back to live. Hold on. There's some violence occurring down here as Busio, Bwipo, and Inspired holding out against a 4-man attempt here from Shopify, but as Masu also makes his way in, Bwipo decides to dive in with a public execution Magnet Storm for the immediate follow-up, and everybody on Shopify is about to die. Triple kill to Masu, and Contracts and Palafox are running the wrong damn way. Masu wants to fly in with a killer instinct to find the kill into Contracts first, but Palafox will die instead. Only Contracts left still running away as Busio and Inspired give full chase, and Quad is in the enemy base the whole time, just pushing down mid.
I mean, Quad was running up to that fight, saw they were stomping it so hard they don't need him. He realm warps back to mid lane to push in there, and they have the TP down towards bot from Bwipo. FlyQuest are taking everything. It's going to be an over 13,000 gold lead here at 25 minutes.
Yeah, this third game is not even close, man. 5,000 individual gold lead for Quad. 4,500 individual gold lead for Masu. Normally at 25 minutes into a game of League of Legends, if your whole team has a 4,500 gold lead, you're feeling really good. Let alone just one guy. Inspired and Masu can two-man this very easy 20 seconds after the Baron spawns.
Take from them everything. They pushed all 3 lanes. They will grab their Baron and then head to the Dragon afterwards. Nice stuff here for
because he is handling business on his own.
Yeah, Masu as well. I really feel like Kaisa in here can do so much. Ezreal doesn't have a very easy time landing skill shots on her, and she can follow up on plays like these effortlessly. Well, that one you just kind of walk through there so far ahead. There isn't really.
Yeah, there's Palafox walked into the brush. FlyQuest was waiting in the brush. Palafox dies. That's kind of just the calculus when you're 15,000 gold behind. And FlyQuest can now just march down mid lane. Palafox is dead for the next 30 seconds. Inspired throws out a pillar there as the wave collides with the tier 3 turret. Zeus has to try to get away to some safety as he and B-Boy scramble to defend, but the bottom lane inhibitor turret is going to fall. The inhibitor will go with it shortly thereafter. And FlyQuest just want to end this third game right here, move on to match point. Contracts is wrapping around, but it won't even matter. It's still a 4v5 for Shopify, and they're so far behind. Masu under no serious threat whatsoever as Fudge tries to fight back against Inspired, does get some decent healing, forces the flash, but that's all he'll get before he dies. Palafox finally respawning, but only in time to watch the base and the rest of his team all fall. Busio on the steps of the fountain finds a crash down, dies in the process. But Masu wants to full send it here at the very end as FlyQuest completely destroys Shopify.
So I went to go look at him, and then they're like, play the volley bear. How about that?
I'm excited to see it. I mean, I haven't seen it in a while. I have in the past seen people play.
The auto attack animation on Sultan Tryndamere felt cleaner. It felt easier to control with like your auto attack cancels as Busio and Masu are once again going to be in some danger. Shopify ready for another play, and it's first blood over to B-Boy. Contracts follows it up with the ulti. So now that's 2 kills for Shopify Rebellion. Doing it exceptionally quickly, but with the push they had in bottom, the push they have in mid right now as Masu and Busio.
And you clear out the wave at the same time. Maybe you can force the flash or potentially threaten that solo kill.
Yeah, Quad now wants to step out of the way of the Impale, but he can't quite clear it, which means Busio has to ult defensively, trying to save his mid laner. Now Palafox is dead as Inspired arrives to the fight, and Zeus might just be the next one to go. Inspired and Quad do so much damage, and Jungle does a little bit of damage to him. Zeus nearby, but they do not want to commit too many resources onto just the support. Meanwhile, Fudge winning in the 1v1 against Bwipo down here in the bottom lane, but it's not a 1v1 for much longer. Inspired arrives in bottom side, and the decimating smash keeps the Gnar locked up. Inspired will guarantee the feat of warfare here. That's 3 kills for the Tryndamere.
I've seen enough. It's look good. Flex Q team, you hear me? I'm going to play it now.
Kobe's Flex Q team frantically scrambling to try to
now I've got
figure out how to deal
on
with
top
this.
of the runes, And I've seen that the team needs to set me up for a lot of kills.
Yeah,
so
you just walk into the lane and get the free kills.
If it doesn't work, it's actually going to be their fault.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
Exactly. You just spin into the lane and get the free kill. You saw Inspired do it.
We're preemptively blaming team. This feels very Trendemir coded. You're in the right mindset.
He does take gold with his solo laners when they take towers. Remember that too. I'm going to be sharing that gold.
There you go. Yeah, smiting cannons, sharing gold.
Spin through the lane,
sharing, by the way. Not stealing, not pilfering, not robbing.
He's doing a lot of damage to the tower, okay? So he's earning
sharing.
it. He's earning it.
Yep.
Okay, we've got the next dragon spawn. FlyQuest have already earned the first one. Fudge teleported in there, but that Drake is gone.
Probably on this next wave with the cannon, as long as he's getting coverage, and he is. You can see Sion moving up.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to make sure President Quad gets paid once again.
Campaign donation right there.
He ults the Ishtal's impact, interrupts that, flashes out from that ulti, and again, that means tower's going down in mid lane. Palafox is going to get pushed back. They're trying to get something to happen on the other side of the map.
Meanwhile, on the other side, it's still first item and components for almost everyone. Quad finds a quick burst there onto Palafox, but now Contracts is swooping in to try to lock up the FlyQuest mid laner. Will not be able to do so, as FlyQuest tried to exfiltrate here, but Bwipo has arrived to try to help his team out. There's the Syndra ulti onto Fudge, who's staying alive for now. They've made their way onto Quad, but they can't quite kill him here just yet. Fudge needs more damage, and he won't find it. Now on the front line, Bwipo finds a two-man decimating smash, and Masu is free firing. Flash out of the way of the ulti from B-Boy, but it's a triple kill to Inspired. It's a quadra kill to Inspired. In the jungle Trendemir game, Inspired claims a pentakill.
Who else but Inspired? And you could see he saw the angle when he gets the triple. They're already setting up for the penta. Inspired comes in and Khalid's house a penta and 4K in the bank still to spend.
Are you kidding me? Jungle Trendemir comes out the third of all time in pro play and gets a pentakill.
Just like that. The writers are getting ridiculous.
That's how it goes.
I mean, come on. Let's keep it realistic here.
That's kind of crazy. Okay, but yeah, we can all play Jungle Trendemir now. It's totally fine.
Yep.
Even though Inspired got the penta last time. Wait.
Quad could be in some serious danger here. He is all alone behind enemy lines. He tries to burst Palafox down, but he doesn't have enough damage to do it. Shutdown credit goes over to B-Boy. Inspired spins away from the Impale from Contracts. Shopify want to try to get some more out of this.
Actually,
they do.
But Quad actually living the entire thing there. With the entire team, teleporting on him, and they use Skarner ult and Leona ult at him.
Now a lot of danger here for Contracts. Defensive Leona ult locks up Masu here. They're really trying to put some pressure on the FlyQuest AD carry, but they're not getting a ton here just yet. Spiraling Despair on Bwipo as he flashes away. FlyQuest health bars are injured. Shopify looking for a little bit more. Decimating Smash to buy some space. Bwipo still frontlining, going to use the passive now as Inspired spins back in, but a nice Mega Gnar buys Fudge some additional time. Two-man ulti coming out from Contracts. Masu still staying alive, just barely. Zeus drops. Bwipo ends up taking the kill on that one, but Masu has to continue disengaging further away from B-Boy. It's a trade of Bwipo for Zeus, but very low health bars on the FlyQuest side.
Are they just going to start pairing? I think you should. I mean, Inspired uses ult. He has to go back to base. He had no health. Yeah, This is insanely risky, but you're screwed otherwise. Go for it.
This has to be the only chance you have. This has to be the best chance you have. Palafox, Contracts, B-Boy, and Fudge all going to work together to try to take this down, but they don't do it exceptionally quickly. Quad on the Syndra going to need to run some interference here as Busio goes into the grand entrance, but he can't quite find it. Inspired has returned to the fray. He's ready to go in, but he will not steal it. Contract secures the Baron. Now Fudge trying to get away back over the wall. No grand entrance hit means Fudge survives away. Barrier also spent. The Corki with no summoner spells, but Contracts is ready to swoop in. Zeus has already engaged. Spiraling Despair once more onto Bwipo. Zeus dropping incredibly low, and Quad's going to grab the first kill on him. Inspired approaches, lands a chicken shout, but nothing more. More roots onto Fudge through the feathers as he flashes back over the wall defensively. Shopify Rebellion have lost their support. Not really too worried about it just yet. Fudge has a charged Gnar bar. Hanging around on the side of the fight, looking for his angle to maybe go in. Bwipo continuing to front line. Nice two-man scat of the week coming out from Quad. Inspired stole away the enemy blue buff, and Zeus takes a ton of damage. The burst is there as Bwipo charges in with the ulti for the follow-up. Fudge can't get anywhere near the rest of the fight because Inspired soloing him out. B-Boy's already been killed. There goes the carry. There goes the fight. There goes the Dragon Soul. Shopify Rebellion. They lose the team fight, and the consequences are about to be nasty.
And Inspired just plays basically in a 1v1 on the side with Fudge. while the rest of his team got all the work done in the 4v4. They win it without the help of this jungler who has a 4,000 gold lead. They don't even need him. Just able to make it happen
is
with
dying
this.
First, surprise, surprise, keeps getting bursted down. Now the Infinity Edge also comes in for Masu. So both Quad and Masu, now that Masu has some bigger crits behind him, are really going to be helping work through that. And with the extra sustain here, FlyQuest, they just have such oppressive power.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a callback now, but that earlier pentakill was the first ever Tryndamere pentakill in League of Legends pro play history.
Well, he's definitely having one hell of a game here. Inspired also has the highest farm of any individual player in this game. It's not by a great margin, but he is out farming both 80 carries.
I mean, he is soaking up some of the side waves. This is kind of what I was thinking, you might be doing. This is what you would see if you saw Tryndamere in solo queue. You're paired with a Scion. The Scion can group, can give up some waves. You can pick that up because you scale so well with it. And he hasn't bought in a while. He's sitting on over 2,000 gold again. So next time he goes back to base, it's going to be another completed
split push for them. They've got the sign in mid lane, so you're close enough to come over with an ultimate since he doesn't have teleport. So very easy here for FlyQuest to just brute force down this secondary.
But if FlyQuest take one more team fight decidedly, they can probably just run it down mid. Contracts tunneling forward with Ishtal's impact, but a good scat of the week comes in from Quad. Now Contracts is in some danger. Masu threw out that ulti the wrong direction, I would have to say, as Contracts continues running away. Inspired spinning in from the side. Fudge is in Mininar. He is incredibly vulnerable. FlyQuest just continuing to push forward. Inspired wants the kill onto Zeus, immediately popping the ulti. There's your chicken shout. Everybody's on the run from this Tryndamere. Zeus should be the next one to die. Fudge's Meganar will not do enough, and B-Boy and Contracts are the only two left standing.
FlyQuest started that out 4v5 with the Tryndamere split pushing topside, and they make the fight last really long because they have Ocean Soul, because Inspired comes down, and they're just going to be able to walk in now.
There it goes, tier 3 turret gone, inhibitor's about to follow. Still 20 seconds on Zeus and even longer on Palafox or Fudge. FlyQuest are going to continue their victory push now as Contracts is not tanky enough on this Skarner to survive all the DPS on FlyQuest's side. Inspired spins out of the turret range. He won't even lose the Guardian Angel. Whippo continues the final push to the enemy fountain. They'll take out B-Boy, they'll take out Shopify, and they'll take this series 3-1.
And what a